People say weddings are supposed to be the happiest day of your life, but those people have clearly never had three tuxedoed strangers crash the ceremony, point glowing rifles at the bride, and announce in unison that she must die before the merging. If I had known this would happen, I would have picked eloping in Vegas over a church in Colorado by a landslide. Emily Parker intended to walk down the aisle only once in her life. She had planned every minute, from the handmade bouquet to the vintage music. She had forced the string quartet to rehearse for weeks. It was perfect, or at least it was going to be. The sun spilled through stained glass windows, painting the church aisle in warm colors as she moved toward Jack Mason, the man who had somehow convinced her to believe in forever. Jack was steady, strong, annoyingly calm, and he could make her laugh even when she was mad enough to throw her shoe at him. Today, he looked nervous though, like a man hiding a secret under that rental tuxedo. Emily caught it even through her bridal haze. She had no idea how true it was. She was just reaching for his hands when the church doors swung open with a thundering crack. A rush of wind swept inside though the day outside was still. Gasps rippled across the seated guests. 3 tall men in black tuxedos walked in, and it took half a second to realize they were not part of the wedding party or relatives from the maybe side of Jack's family. Their movements were too precise, robotic even. Their eyes glowed faintly silver. The tallest one stepped forward. His voice echoed like a broken speaker. Target located. Terminate the human female before merging. Emily froze. She might be a schoolteacher who had once taken down a raccoon with a broom after it broke into her kitchen, but this was well beyond her emotional pay grade. Jack moved faster than she could process. He shoved her behind him, his posture shifting from groom to guardian so abruptly it stole her breath. I do not know who you think you are, buddy, but this is a private ceremony, Jack said with a steel edge she had never heard in his voice. The intruders raised their arms. Except those were not arms. Their sleeves split apart, revealing crackling chrome weapons wired into their skin. The church exploded into panic. Guests screamed. Pews overturned. Someone shouted for the police. Someone else yelled, "This is a prank." Emily wished it were. One of the assassins fired. A blast of blue energy ripped through the altar, incinerating the flowers. The air tasted like storms and metal. Jack had Emily by the waist, dragging her down behind a pew as splinters sprayed. He moved like he had done this before. A lot. She stared at him, heart pounding. "Who are they and why do they want me?" she shouted. Jack did not answer. Instead, he tore his left sleeve away. Beneath it, on his forearm, glowed a metallic emblem shaped like a star over a circle, marked with 3 alien runes. The patch pulsed like a heartbeat. "I was hoping I would never have to explain this," he said. "But I am not exactly from around here." Emily stared at the strange, glowing emblem on Jack's arm like it might jump off and bite her. Moments ago they had been exchanging vows. Now they were hiding behind a shattered church pew, dodging energy blasts, and her brand new husband was casually dropping the biggest plot twist of all time. The assassins were regrouping outside, their inhuman voices buzzing through the broken stained glass like angry metallic hornets. Jack grabbed her hand and pulled her toward a side exit, moving like a soldier who had trained for chaos his entire life. Jack was not just not from around here. Jack was not from Earth. They burst out the side door of the church and sprinted across the lawn. Guests scattered in every direction, some screaming, some frozen in shock, a few recording with their phones like idiots. Emily could barely process the insanity unfolding around her. "Jack, what did you mean by not from around here?" she yelled as they ducked behind a catering van. He checked the sky, scanned rooftops, and his eyes narrowed, calculating. "It means we need to move now and talk later. That is not good enough. Welcome to marriage, Em. You do not always get what you want." Her anger flared. "Great. First fight as newlyweds and I am already regretting the dress." The assassins were closing in, weapons ready. Jack cursed under his breath, pressed his palm to the side of the catering van, and a panel of light emerged from the metal like liquid. Space rippled. The van morphed into something unrecognizable and terrifying. The new structure was a spacecraft disguised as cheap rental transportation, humming to life like it had been waiting. Emily staggered back. "You had a spaceship under our wedding cake knives." Jack opened the door. "Technically yes, now get inside." Emily hesitated exactly 1 second before survival instincts kicked in. She climbed in. Inside was a sleek alien command deck full of glowing panels and impossible geometry. Jack hit a series of controls and the craft blasted into the sky. The assassins fired beams of blue light after them, but Jack dove the ship through cloud cover and vanished. Earth faded beneath them until it was just a sphere of blue and green. Emily pressed a trembling hand against the window. Her stomach flipped. Gravity did something weird. Her life had gone from normal to a sci-fi nightmare in under 12 minutes. She turned to Jack, who was piloting a spaceship like it was his old pickup truck. "Start explaining before I jump out of this thing." He exhaled like a man who knew this conversation would come someday but prayed it never would. "I am part of an intergalactic task force called the Galactic Enforcement Unit. We monitor threats that cross between worlds. I was stationed on Earth undercover. My mission was to observe, not interfere. Except then I met you. You lied to me about your entire life. You said you were born in Ohio." He winced. "In my defense, it had cows like Ohio." Emily paced the command deck as the ship accelerated into deep space. Her voice dipped low. "Why are they trying to kill me?" Jack swallowed hard before answering. "Because according to a prophecy older than most galaxies, your DNA makes you the key to something powerful. Something dangerous. Whoever controls you controls it." Emily stared at him, stunned. "I am a schoolteacher, Jack." "No," he said quietly. "You are something much more." Emily was not sure what was worse, getting shot at by alien assassins or being trapped in a spaceship with a man who lied to her about his entire existence. The silence between them felt like a black hole, heavy and inescapable. Jack focused on piloting as stars streaked past the viewscreen. Emily folded her arms and glared at him, fighting the urge to throw something expensive and metallic at his head. "So I am some kind of space prophecy chosen one situation," she said. "Great. Just what I always wanted." "Your sarcasm has not changed," Jack muttered. "And neither has your talent for lying," she shot back. Before Jack could answer, alarms screamed through the cockpit. A red symbol flashed above them, and Jack instantly switched into battle mode. "We are being boarded," he said. Emily blinked. "Boarded by who?" "Space pirate." "Worse. Galactic Enforcement. That is your team." "I thought they were the good guys." "They were, until today." A violent tremor rocked the ship. Metal screeched as another craft latched onto theirs like a predator. Jack slammed a fist against the console. "They are forcing a docking clamp. If they breach the door, we are done." Emily swayed with the impact. "But they will not kill you," she said. "They want to arrest you, maybe, but not kill you." Jack did not look convinced. Emily had seen enough movies to recognize a hunted man when she saw one. "They want you silenced," she realized. The airlock hissed open, and 3 armored figures stormed inside, weapons drawn. Their uniforms were imposing, black with silver insignias that matched the emblem on Jack's arm. They moved with disciplined precision, surrounding them. "Hands where we can see them, Jack Mason," said the lead officer. "You are under arrest for treason and obstruction of a galactic order." Jack raised his hands in surrender, though tension radiated off him like static. Then a 4th figure entered, tall and broad-shouldered in heavy command armor. His voice was gravel and authority. "Stand down, Mason. You are coming with us." Jack stiffened. "Major Kryn. You should not be here." Kryn removed his helmet, revealing a hard face carved by war and time. "You forced my hand. You broke protocol. You brought a civilian into a classified threat scenario." "You think I wanted this?" Jack snapped. "Do you think this is what I planned for my wife?" Emily blinked. "Wife?" Kryn stared at Emily with shock and disbelief. "You married her. Are you out of your mind? You just put the entire galaxy at risk." Emily stepped forward, refusing to be ignored. Somebody explain why assassins are trying to kill me. Kryn studied her like a scientist examining a bomb. Because you are not supposed to exist. Your genetic pattern is one of a kind. You are the dimensional key, a living catalyst created by ancient technology. If activated with a bonded partner, it can unlock infinite energy. Or destroy everything. Emily felt her knees weaken. She looked at Jack. You knew. Jack nodded grimly. That is why I stayed on Earth. To protect you. Kryn cut in. You failed. The Council ordered your termination at dawn. Emily froze at his words. The Council. So the assassins were not acting alone. Someone in the highest ranks wanted her dead. And now nobody knew who to trust. Emily opened her eyes to darkness. Cold metal pressed against her wrists and ankles. She tried to move, but straps held her down. A humming sound vibrated through the floor. The room smelled like charged air and steel. This was not Jack's ship. This was somewhere else, somewhere hostile. Across from her a faint orange light flickered, revealing a tall figure leaning against the wall. About time you woke up, bride, Zara Vex said with a smug smile. Emily felt anger ignite. You ruined my wedding. Zara laughed. That was not a wedding, that was a time bomb. You are the dimensional key. You think the universe cares about your cake and vows. Emily pulled at the restraint. Why are you helping the Council kill me? Zara moved closer and Emily could see her more clearly. Her skin had faint silver lines beneath the surface like circuitry. Her eyes glowed with controlled rage. I do not work for the Council anymore. I work for myself. They destroyed my home, my people. They will do the same to Earth. Unless I stop them by preventing the portal from opening. Killing you prevents that. Emily frowned. But you could just go after the Council instead. Zara stared at her like she had said something stupid. They control entire star systems. I have hunted their spies and soldiers for years. I lost everything. Revenge is all I have. Killing you ends their plan. Emily lifted her chin. Or maybe you are just too afraid to fight the real enemy. Zara paused as if struck. Before she could respond, alarms blared. A voice shouted over the ship intercom. Incoming unauthorized vessel. Weapons lock detected. Emily's heart lifted. Jack. The ship lurched violently and Zara spun toward the door. She pointed at Emily. Do not move. I will deal with you after I destroy your husband. She stormed out. Emily tugged desperately until one of the straps loosened. Pain shot through her wrist, but she kept pulling until she was free. She ripped loose the remaining restraints and sprinted for the exit. The hallway outside thundered with explosions. The ship shuddered again. Emily ducked as sparks rained from a ruptured ceiling panel. She stumbled onto a catwalk overlooking a massive chamber. At its center stood an enormous ring made of alien stone, pulsing with eerie light. The portal. Energy crackled inside its core like a storm trapped in glass. Jack was below on the floor trading blasts with Zara. Major Kryn and 2 Geo officers were helping hold back a wave of automated turret guns. Jack shouted up when he saw her. Emily, do not come near the portal. It is unstable. Zara lunged at Jack with a blade of molten plasma. Emily raced down a ladder and grabbed a fallen rifle, even though she had no idea how to use it. She fired wildly and the blast struck Zara in the shoulder, spinning her around. Zara stared at her in shock. You shoot like a drunken asteroid miner. Emily glared. I am a schoolteacher on my day off. The floor split. The portal roared to life and a column of energy surged outward, pulling everything toward it. Jack lost his footing and slid toward the core. Emily threw down her weapon and dove, grabbing his hand just in time. The energy tore at them, threatening to rip space apart. There is only one way to seal it, Jack said. Someone has to stabilize the conduit from inside. Emily shook her head. No. He squeezed her hand once with fierce love in his eyes. I promise to protect you, Emily. Sweat beaded on his brow. I love you. Then he wrenched his hand free and let go, falling into the portal. The world exploded in light. When Emily woke, the portal was gone. The ship was in ruins but stable. Kryn stood beside her, helping her sit up. She searched wildly. "Where is Jack?" Kryn looked at her with something like awe. "He is alive. But changed." A voice echoed behind them. "Mostly alive." Emily turned. Jack stood there, but his body flickered with faint lines of light, as if he was part energy now. He smiled softly. "I guess we are not done yet." Kryn stepped forward, holding something in his hand. A new arm patch. Jack raised an eyebrow. "What is this?" Kryn answered. "The Council has labeled you a threat. This is your new title. Galactic Outlaw." Jack accepted it, then looked at Emily with that familiar half-grin. "So, ready for honeymoon?" She took his hand. "As long as no one tries to vaporize me this time, I am in."